A series on longevity would not be complete without talking about exercise. It has to be a part of the equation. You can do all the right things in nutrition as much as you want, but you're not going to achieve true longevity without having this piece. So this video is more for those of you who aren't already exercising as much as you'd like to be. I know that there are people out there who do this phenomenally, and there are people whose lives kind of overcome them and they can't do as much as they can. So I'm going to try to give you some small, very precise things that have been shown in studies to be the most effective at helping with longevity, and specifically with mitochondrial health. Now, this is something a lot of people ask me about. What can we do to keep our mitochondria healthy? And I must say that exercise is like a miracle drug for your mitochondria. If I'm going to try to make sure I have the best mitochondria, I got to make sure I'm moving my body. This stimulates a process called mitophagy. Now, I've talked a lot about autophagy. Autophagy is the self-cleaning oven that happens in your body when you fast long enough. But mitophagy is what your muscle cells use to haul the damaged and dysfunctional mitochondria out and throw them in the garbage. And all physical activity can produce this effect. However, if you want to optimize your mitochondrial health, you want to push your body just a little more, and you want to get into a couple of different things here. One's called high intensity training or high intensity interval training and strength training. Those are going to be two of the absolute most important. Now, what are these? Now, HIIT workouts have been talked about in all kinds of different mediums. It's ready for everybody, and everybody should be looking at this. But what does that actually mean? So the high intensity, it sounds intimidating, especially when you're used to lighter activity, but you might already be doing it. I mean, pickleball would be a great example of actually doing some high intensity. So it's really just about these small bursts of real, like a little beyond your comfort level activity. And a typical workout would obviously, for me, would have to do a little bit of a warm up. You pick up the pace a little bit for like 30 to 60 seconds, and then you give yourself some recovery and you just repeat this. Now, this is something that can be done in a 10-minute time frame, and that's what I'm looking to hopefully give you is some options in a 10-minute break that you can do this. Personally, I do a little warm up, and then I'm usually walking for about 2 minutes, and then I hit a 30-second almost sprint. It's almost beyond my comfort zone. If I do that in 4 cycles, I feel really good for the rest of the day, and then I feel like I've given my mitochondria a little bit of love. Let's also talk about the other thing. Let's talk about the resistance training as well. Now, that's just something that you're going to be doing to push your muscles beyond what they're normally doing. Obviously, you want to challenge them a little bit. Usually, I'm no expert on working out. I work out with trainers, and I would say the things that I want to bring to your attention is that you do want to be pushing weight that at maybe the 12th rep or so, you feel like if you could do 12 more easily, you are doing too light. You really want to push that weight up a little bit more and do a couple of sets. Obviously, talk to a trainer about this, and they can be much more of an expert in guiding you on this. I really just want to bring your attention to the fact that these two types are probably going to be the most important. And what I'm trying to drive home here is that even though I'm mostly focused on nutrition, I cannot tell you honestly that it's enough. You have to have some form of exercise several times a week if you can. 4 times a week would be awesome. I'm always trying to get people to do more days than not over the course of the week so that their math is in their favor overall. But talk to somebody more about that who is a personal trainer, who has more experience with this. And because obviously I only want to speak about those things that I can personally say I have a lot of expertise in, but this is something that is very important for longevity. So look into those two and tell your mitochondria I says hi.